For one thing, he's a thief. But what irks me the most is that he's a bad thief.
This is the story of Brithaur, the worst thief in Oblivion, with his quest taking place during the events of the Shivering Isles DLC. Entering the city of Crucible, we seek to take refuge off the muddy streets and out of the foggy malaise that hangs low in the air. A stone's throw from the southern entrance, we stumble upon the closest inn, its name displayed on a sign held by a gruesome hunger which reads, Sickly Bernice's Tap House. Entering the oddly named establishment, we head down the stone stairs deeper into the bowels of the musty motel to find two demented denizens discussing local happenings.
Hello! I hear that Earil is fed up with Brithaur's antics. He really wants something done about it.
Indeed. I'm surprised Earil hasn't taken matters into his own hands.
There are two possible less favourable responses as well.
That Brithaur sure is a pain in the ass. If Brithaur doesn't watch it, he may disappear one day. Bye.
Curious about the upset this Brithaur has caused, we speak to the inn's namesake.
Oh, hello.
The hypochondriac Bernice found behind the bar, who greets.
Yeah, Sickly Bernice proprietor. Don't get too close now. You might catch what I have.
Asking about rumours, Bernice is quick to talk about the topic of the troublesome Brithaur.
I hear that Earil is fed up with Brithaur's antics. He really wants something done about it.
What exactly are Brithaur's antics that Earil is supposedly fed up with?
Earil has a big problem with Brithaur. I don't know exactly what the problem is, but it's safe to say Earil is making a huge fuss over it. Earil owns a magic shop in town called Eril's Mysteries. If you want to know more, I'd suggest you ask him yourself. Leaving me to die in peace, eh?
Leaving Bernice to die in peace, we then check our journal which reads, I've heard that Earil has a problem with Brithaur and wants something done about it. I should go and speak with him. Apparently he can be found at his arcane shopfront, Eril's Mysteries. Found in the north end of Crucible's thoroughfare, we enter the store and see it is nothing like any other magic shop that we've entered before. Upon our entry, we see a Grummite statue stands tall. The high elf Earil warily watches us from behind his counter as we pause to peruse his bizarre oddities such as a hunger's tongue in a glass case or skulls of various sizes, one looking to be of an extremely small individual or perhaps a child. Although Earil is said to be an arcane merchant, his inventory seems to be alchemical oddities, or perhaps best described as a collection of a madman. Approaching the high elf, he greets.
Firm arms? A strong back? Yes, you'll do nicely. It's a shame. Time will ravage you, destroy you, wither you. But there are alternatives. Time need not slow you. Tell me, have you ever considered placing yourself on display?
On display? You mean like in a case?
Oh, yes. You see, I am a student of chronomancy, the magic of time alteration. Using magicka, I will slow your heart rate, your breathing, your movement, and your thoughts until they may as well not be functioning at all. You will be perfectly preserved, taken out of time, beautiful forever. I will display you with the rest in my collection.
It's a compelling offer, but I'm going to have to decline. No, thank you.
Oh, what a pity. Well then, what is it that I can do for you? And be quick about it. Every second that passes brings us closer to our graves.
I actually wanted to talk to you about Brithaur. I've heard he's been giving you a bit of trouble.
That lout? Yes, he's a thorn in my side that never seems to go away. I'd have his heart on a plate if I could. I wish he'd simply disappear from the streets of New Sheoth forever. Oh, look! Just talking about it has given me another grey hair.
You want his heart on a plate? Why do you hate him so much?
For one thing, he's a thief. But what irks me the most is that he's a bad thief. Between my shop and a few others in Crucible, he's been caught stealing maybe a dozen times last month. Who has time for this sort of thing? I mean, at this rate, I'll grow old and die before he's out of our hair. I'll tell you what I tell anyone else who asks. Get rid of him for me and I'll make it worth your while. Do hurry. Time's wasting.
How exactly am I meant to get rid of this thief, Brithaur?
Prove to me he's gone, and the reward is as good as yours. Now please, get a move on. I feel my bones getting more brittle as we speak. Please, come back soon. No telling what oddities I may have for you next time.
Regarding the method of the thief's extraction, a quest then updates reading, Earil has offered me a reward if I can quote-unquote get rid of Brithaur. I'll need to find a way to get Brithaur to stop stealing from the shops in New Sheoth. Before I make any hasty decisions, perhaps I should speak with Brithaur. Canvassing Crucible for the thief, we can find him either roaming the streets, at the Sacellum, or most often inside a closed shop stealing, although he will likely leave said shop the instant you enter. Approaching him, he says,
You looking for me?
However, a safe bet is pinning down Brithaur at his house. Following the filter, we find that Brithaur's abode is near the entrance of Crucible on the west side of the main road. Although, it should be noted, this was not always Brithaur's house. And this is a fun fact that we will explore later when it comes to the decision of killing or sparing the thief. For now, let's back pocket said tidbit. But first, we enter and speak to Brithaur. Once inside the Lecher's abode, we see that it is littered with all of the loot he can get his hands on, most of which appearing to be miscellaneous junk, and really smacks of somebody with an obsessive-compulsive disorder rather than someone who stole items based on their perceived value. Daring to disturb the diminutive thief's meal, he sizes us up, greeting.
Well, hello there. It's good to see such a well-equipped individual as yourself around these parts. But you look tired. Carrying all that gear will do that to you. I'd be glad to shoulder some of the burden, relieve you of that expensive stuff. Or is there something else I can take from that? I mean, help you with?
Brithaur, listen. People know what you're doing. You need to stop stealing from the other residents of Crucible. Do you understand?
I know what people say about me. I'm not completely stupid, you know. It's just that I like to collect things. All sorts of things. Shiny things, valuable things. I can't help myself. My collection is almost complete. All I need are 5 flawless pearls, and I'm done. How hard could that be?
Pausing to consider Brithaur's counter-offer to Eril's, a quest then updates reading, Brithaur has refused to stop his crime spree because his quote-unquote collection isn't complete. I may be able to use this to my advantage. I need to bring 5 flawless pearls to him. Otherwise, I may have to seek more creative or violent means to obtain Eril's reward. This is where the quest and video branches into 3 distinct decisions to either kill or spare Brithaur, plus a less known option. So, to explore each and their moral implications, what happens if we simply ignore Brithaur's pleas to find his precious flawless pearls, and to end his crime spree by choosing to end his life prematurely? Before committing murder, we hastily make our way back to Earil.
Have you dealt with Brithaur? I'm not getting any younger here waiting for you. You must hurry and get rid of him.
Telling him of Brithaur's pearly plight, we find that he gives us no insight, nor does his eclectic inventory hold pearls or really anything of use. With our options limited, we return to Brithaur's home. Admittedly, and somewhat unsurprisingly, killing the Bosmer is quite simple. We can just follow him to his bedroom, wait for him to fall asleep, and perform the dark deed, somewhat fittingly under the watchful eye of a skull surrounded by 3 lockpicks. He really did make his bed. However, it should be noted, killing Brithaur counts as murder. Wishing to not find ourselves in the sights of Sheogorath's guards, we opt for a more public and, I dare say, legal death.
You sure took your time.
casting a frenzy spell on Brithaur as he no doubt prays for pearls at the Sacellum.
This is the part where you fall down
You're a
and
traitor to your
Die!
own. Greetings.
A quest and updates reading. Brithaur is dead. I should tell Earil that he is no longer a problem. With the dark deed done, we find on his body his patchwork clothes, a key to his house, 13 gold, and realizing we need sufficient proof for Earil, we cast our minds back to his initial morbid request and cut out the wood elf's heart as proof for the questionably motivated, crazed chronomancer. Returning to Earil with heart in hand, he greets us saying,
Have you dealt with Brithaur? I'm not getting any younger here waiting for you. You must hurry and get rid of him.
let's just say Brithaur will no longer be a problem.
So, you've dealt with the problem, eh? I like the sound of that. How do I know he won't come back?
We then have two options, the second we will explore a little later, but for now, the greatest reward you can get is if you say, I have proof, casually tossing the heart to Earil as he inspects.
Very nice. In fact, I may be able to make use of this particular item. Seems like a nice potential replacement. You've more than earned your reward. I believe a bit of a bonus is in order. Well done.
Leaving Earil with his replacement heart, we receive a leveled amount of gold with an added bonus, thus concluding Brithaur's quest, well, at least the version where we kill him.
Take care.
If we feel that cutting out the wood elf's heart to be put on display is a little too harsh for his many misdemeanors, we can instead explore Brithaur's preferred option, aiding the Bosma to complete his collection. But first, here's a fun fact. After Brithaur is put in the ground, literally, we can visit his grave, and his epitaph in New Sheoth's graveyard reads, "In the end, his last breath was stolen from him." The video showcasing filling every grave in New Sheoth's graveyard will be linked at the end of this video. You can really tell the developers had a little too much fun putting the crazy citizen 6 foot in the ground. If instead of choosing to butcher the Bosma, we can return to him and he'll explain more about his coveted pearls, saying,
So, you have the pearls? Or perhaps any other things of value I can have? I mean, a hold for you.
Agreeing to Brithaur's task in hopes he will end his crime spree forever, we then query, where can we find 5 flawless pearls?
Beautiful gems they are. They can be found all over the Shivering Isles, in treasure chests and the like.
After imparting but a sliver of a clue, Brithaur then turns to his current calling, picking apart a gluggy Grummite egg for sustenance.
Excuse me, I have important things to do.
Deciding to take pity on Brithaur and help him out through arduous searching, we learn finally that flawless pearls can be found in a variety of locations. It's rumoured that a few can be found on some of the awnings in Bliss and famed rooftops of Crucible, or purchased from occasional shop owners. Most often, ballywogs can be found carrying them in the swamps of Dementia. With a respectable 5 flawless pearls in our possession, we return to Brithaur in an effort to give him the peace of mind, supposedly, only pearls can, and end his crime spree, once and for all, without needless grievous harm being the end result. Brithaur, attacking a fresh batch of Grummite eggs, stirs only when we approach him, asking,
So, you have the pearls? Or perhaps any other things of value I can have? I mean, a hold for you.
You know, Brithaur, we may just have your pearls.
You have them? Please, please, hand them over.
Brithaur, practically salivating in anticipation, awaits his pearls. However, we can cruelly say, perhaps later.
How can you do that to me? Of all the nerve!
If instead we decide to outright gift him his bounty, we can say, here you are, 5 flawless pearls.
Oh, thank you. My collection is finally complete. Well, my thieving days have finally come to an end. I promise never to set foot in any of the shops in Crucible ever again. Tell everyone not to worry. I won't be bothering them any longer.
It's time for you to leave, my friend.
With the pearls now in Brithaur's possession, he unceremoniously ejects us from his residence, and our journal updates reading: I've given Brithaur 5 flawless pearls. He's now agreed to leave the shopkeepers of Crucible alone. I should go to tell Earil the good news. Once inside Eril's mysteries, we find the Altmer, stiff as a statue, as if to better preserve himself and await our arrival.
Have you dealt with Brithaur? I'm not getting any younger here waiting for you. You must hurry and get rid of him.
Although the High Elf did enjoy his numbskull nemesis getting his comeuppance, instead we inform him that the thief is sufficiently neutered, promising to never return to the shops of Crucible.
What? He's promised not to come round here anymore? Fantastic! Took you long enough, though. I don't know how you did it, but I appreciate it. And by appreciate, I mean reward. Enjoy. See you later.
We then receive a lower leveled amount of gold and are allowed to leave, the quest being complete and all parties content with the outcome, but why is this not the best option when it comes to sparing Brithaur? Well, curious about his hasty ejection of us when receiving his pearls, upon visiting the supposed reformed thief, we learn a disturbing fact.
My collection is complete. My collection is complete. Glory days. Whee! Well, hello there. I'm Brithaur. It's a pleasure to meet someone who doesn't judge me so harshly. The people here, they have some ideas about me. But you seem so pleasant and dressed so well. You must have a very full purse, very full indeed. You are a very fortunate soul. Well, I've got to be going. Many treasures to find around here. Yes, indeed. We'll speak again, I'm sure.
To add insult to injury, the filthy pickpocket lifted a few septims from our pocket while feigning ignorance of our identity. Worse yet, he has the audacity to call the guards on us afterwards.
Bye. I'm warning you. Get out or I'll call the guards.
Hence why helping Brithaur is not the best option in my opinion. That slippery Bosma, he never learns. I dare say killing him though for his affliction is probably a little too harsh. So what is the third, more reasonable, albeit less known option? Well, when searching for pearls on Crucible's rooftops, we happen upon the Shivering Isle's second unmarked quest in the game titled The Paranoid Roof Watcher. It's there we find a note atop the Museum of Oddities and a key to a treasure. Inside said note is the aforementioned paranoid ramblings of a madman. In said accusations, he accuses Brithaur, directly saying, I'd go home to resupply, but Brithaur, that maggot, has stolen my house. It should be noted, 1, this proves that Brithaur not only continues petty burglary, but has also participated in home theft. 2, after obtaining the key, if you head to Sickly Benice's tap house and go around the back to the sewerage pool that is on the upper section, near the edge of a small drop, we find a busted crate with the urn sitting inside. The treasure consists of a sizable leveled amount of gold and many other various random treasure, ingredients, and potions, so it's well worth a look. Now, with the note as evidence, what is our third, mostly hidden option? Well, the most fitting course of action, I believe, is to openly judge Brithaur for his crime and sentence him accordingly. But how is that possible? Especially as a third path is only lightly hinted at in the quest log, and was referred to as creative means. If, when we've become the Duke/Duchess of Dementia by completing the Ritual of Dementia, or if you chose to become the Duke/Duchess of Mania instead and finish the main quest, then becoming Sheoth, we can speak with Kithlin in the House of Dementia about Brithaur causing troubles in town.
An honor as always, Your Grace. How may I assist you, my lord?
Well, Kithlin, my snarling subordinate, I'm having trouble with a thief named Brithaur.
Yes, I've heard of Brithaur's exploits in Crucible. Up until now, I thought he was harmless. But now he's become a genuine troublemaker, eh? That's my specialty. Don't worry, it will be handled. Be wary the shadows.
Presumably, this option was supposed to have Brithaur thrown into jail or tortured by Herder, although we do not see this directly transpire, most likely due to a Bethesda bug. I made sure we had a satisfying visual to accompany this option.
No! Please, no!
See you later.
Congruently, if we get Brithaur off the streets, Earil will again accept that we have handled the problem. It's then we have the previously mentioned option of assuring Earil that he should take our word, as there is no physical proof with this option.
So, you've dealt with the problem, eh? I like the sound of that. How do I know he won't come back?
Well, Earil, you're just gonna have to trust me.
Very well. I don't take you for a liar. Here is your reward as promised. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get back to things. Shoo! Scoot!
And although it is a lower leveled reward, this third and final option completes the quest, and I believe morally this is the best path to take as the punishment fits the crime. Outside of the unfortunate bug, but is it best to be judge, jury, or executioner for an arguably poor, demented denizen of New Sheoth? Let me know in the comments below. And also, as always, thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe for more dark lore.